years straight.
Oh yeah, you're telling me about it.
Yeah.
But like, what about like a super dose?
Oh yeah. No, like I used to do this thing. Like I don't do it as much anymore. Honestly, probably because NAD has like helped me in so many ways. But like microdosing helped my anxiety like crazy. And then I would do this like inversion trip, I used to call it, where like every like 2-3 months I would book an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere and I would take 2.5 grams. I'd come with an agenda, so I'd come with my notebook, but I'd go by myself and I would go to the fucking moon and back. And like so many of these quotes that you guys like like so many of the quotes actually that we use internally came from some of those trips. So people that are like really close to me, they're like, dude, like I remember you texting us when you were tripping dick and you were just like, whatever, like I talked about avatars and a few other things, and then like it showed up in like an interview later. It was super funny. Wow. Do you do shrooms?
I had an excellent, well, I've done a lot of different psychedelics. I did the microdosing for a long time, back in maybe like 2015, 2018.
Yeah, okay.
Every third day I would do microdose.
Yeah.
But then I had a accidental, like, super heroic dose. I ate a bar of chocolate with 6 grams.
Oh my God.
And
it's called the super heroic.
I was in the middle of filming a documentary in the morning. I was about to start filming. I was directing, so I was going over the notes. There's nothing to eat in the house except a chocolate bar in the fridge. And I shoved it down my throat without thinking about it.
No way.
Yeah.
A super heroic?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Wait, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I had like a panic attack for like 2 hours. No, I'm straight up. Like,
no, for sure.
Yeah. And then, cause
as anyone would.
I didn't know I was, like, when you take shrooms,
yeah.
you know you're taking them.
Obviously.
This time I like.
Did you call 911 or anything?
No, but there was 2
I feel like if I did something like that and I didn't know that I ingested shrooms, I'd be like, okay, obviously I'm dying here. Let me call the police.
Yeah. So I was. Yeah. So, but I ended up having an amazing experience after the panic attack. But after this is about 2 years ago now. I barely do alcohol.
Yeah, I don't do. Alcohol doesn't do it for me.
Even like I don't have an urge to do psychedelics at all.
It's just like here's the thing about psychedelics in my opinion is that like the way that I would leverage psychedelics, it would be like I would never do it recreation, or I would obviously, but like I wouldn't take
like partying and stuff like that.
Yeah, like if you're at a festival or something like that, like I would do that like once in a while, but like I'd rather do a bunch of other shit. The inversion trips I would do were so much work. Like people would think like, oh, okay, Akash, like he's going to an Airbnb, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like I was like, it's a lot of fucking work. It's like, you feel like you come there with an agenda and you're like, I want to stick these 5 questions. And then the mushrooms have a completely different agenda in mind. And then you're like, you're tackling these. And then all of a sudden you're like tackling this like childhood trauma at the same time. You're like, whoa, that wasn't on the agenda. What the fuck are we doing here? And then you come out of it and you eventually get way more than what you planned for, but it is draining. You know what I mean? Like by the end of the day, you're like, I'm like emotionally taxed and exhausted. So I haven't done one in a long time. I don't know why I haven't, honestly. It's probably because I feel like I can get my answers and I'm almost like reaped so much benefit. Yeah, I've already reaped so much benefit from all the trips that I have done that I'm like, okay, like I don't think, at least right now, I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like if I'm at a crossroads in my life, at one point, I'm like, okay, shit, like I need like some existential answers, then I'll do that. I've been meditating super consistently. I've been getting a lot of benefits from that. And I feel like having the context of the psychedelic trips is like helpful for my meditation. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to help your meditation. You know what I mean? Any meditation practitioner has, first of all, done all the drugs in the world. And they'll sit there and tell you, they're like, if you can master meditation, you'll trip way harder during this practice than any shroom trip than you've ever done. So I'm trying to do that.
Because you can, I guess you can pinpoint where you want to go when you actually meditate versus shrooms or any psychedelic, just everywhere. And you can grab a little bit here, a little bit there, but like to connect the dots, it's a little bit harder.
It takes a lot of work. To piece it together takes a lot of fucking work. You can't just sit there and be like, okay, I got all the answers. I took 2.5 grams. It's like supposed to be this like super medicine. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like with anything, you have to put in the work thereafter in order to get the results that you want. NAD is one of them. It's like, you can do this, but then it's like, if you don't know how to channel it afterwards. Yeah, dude, I'm like, I should be a fucking rep for this vitamin and like for Drip IV in general. It's insane how much I slang this shit. Like any person that I meet, I'm like, dude, you want to like really achieve peak you? Yeah. Come on over with me. Like, look at this.
Their marketing department has a picture of you there. Like, this is our avatar. This is what we're after.
We have a venture fund called Humans. And we just closed our second fund, but the social media for that page, the way that I want to go about it, like if you look at any traditional VC, it's super lame. It's like if you look at their Instagram or something, it'll be like, one of our portfolio companies has raised a $10 million Series A. Like, we can't wait to back them in their next like step of their adventure. And then it has like 4 likes on it. And I'm like, dude, this is so lame. And so like, as we're launching our stuff, I want to do something completely different. And like, I want it to almost be like a mood board for all of like the craziest thoughts that we have. And I want it to be like less about like, here are the companies that we've backed. We want to give off a vibe around like, these are the types of thinkers that we are, and we'd love to invest in you if you kind of fuck with the same type of vibe or whatever. And we also like want to like position ourselves as like, we know culture inside and out without saying it on the nose. And so the angle that we've taken is like coming out with a bunch of different pieces of content of like all these wild ideas, almost like concept ideas. Do you remember like, you probably see it on like TikTok, like sometimes it'll be like, remember that like that Lamborghini like remote, and you can like change the color of the car and reveal it, shit like that. That's like not actual real or actually real, but like it showcases like what it could look like. Exactly, concept stuff. So it's funny because I've been submitting all of my ideas to like the team to start like creating some of this stuff. One of them is like a dream catcher. So it's like, I mean, I'm obsessed about dreams for some. Yeah, like you can like take a chip out of your brain and you can put it right here. It then shows all the dreams that you had from last night, and then you can share it to your friends, like some Black Mirror shit, right? And the second one was a patch to go. So it's like if you go to Erewhon, you could get like a patch of like NAD or whatever, and there's no more food in the grocery stores. It's just all these little patches. You open up your sleeve, you put the patch here, you zip it up, and then you go, and it's just like a drive-through, shit like that. And then like one of like the guys on the content team were sitting there, they're like, dude, Akash just does, this is so clearly from his NAD drips. They're like, this is so one-to-one, what the fuck?
You've heard of the duck plant?
No. The what?
The duck plant.
No.
So it's this like orchid from the jungle, like in Amazon, and they harvest it in the morning. Bring it to you.
Well, she's turning this shit up. Yeah. She sees I'm comfortable. She's like, fuck it. This guy's done.
He's too comfortable.
Nice.
You ingest it, like you actually eat it, and then like about an hour into eating it, you start purging. But when you purge,
some like ayahuasca stuff, kind of.
No, there's no like psychedelic type. But it does give you, when you're purging, it gives you like a little glimpse of what you purged. So it could be something you did like a binge you had like 6 years ago. You'll have a little flashback.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so into this stuff. Mm-hmm. This is the stuff that gets me going. Like.
Feeling it?
No, I was just talking about the combo, but yeah, this too, obviously.
Well, it's not combo.
What?
It's not combo. It's called the plant.
No, I said this convo.
Oh. I mean the combo, like you know the combo we're talking about, like the.
No, yeah, no. I love human hack shit. Mm-hmm. If I had more time, I'd be like way more into it.
Well,
but I just have zero time.
I feel like that's part of that's naturally going to be one of the pillars that we speak about, because you're just naturally excited about it.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with this shit.
This all day.
Mac, do you think I talk about this enough?
NID?
Yeah, or just like human hack stuff?
To me, 10 times a day. To others, maybe not as much.
It depends on the person I'm talking to.
Well, you just get like addicted to things really fast. If they're good for you and make you feel good.
Yeah, if they help me.
Anything that makes you feel good, you're like, I will do it.
It's like the core of who I am is all around trying to achieve 100% peak Akash. And so like, that's why I just don't drink alcohol that much anymore. The only thing, like my arch nemesis when it comes to my alcohol discipline is the San Francisco 49ers. If they did not exist, I would have been sober like 10 years ago. But like because they exist, because tailgating's amazing, because like it's like a family reunion every single time I go back to like the Bay. My sister's like 10 times like, she's like incredible. Like she doesn't, I need to do all this crazy stuff to realize my peak self, and she's just like born her peak self 24/7. So like,
not fair.
It's not fair. She can sleep like, she has to set an alarm on Saturdays, otherwise she'll sleep till 4 p.m. It's crazy. I was like, dude, like the amount that she sleeps on a Friday night to a Saturday like afternoon is what I get the entire week. It's automatic for her. She can sleep, like we can be on a tractor and she'll fall asleep if you tell her to fall asleep. It's like on command. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just like, dude, when we were younger, man, when I was 17, dude, all of this was automatic. Infinite energy, unbelievable sleep.
You've heard of David Sinclair, obviously, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so he speaks about his father, how his father like started taking, I think it's NAD,
Mm.
and he went from like barely being able to like walk well to like now he's playing tennis. Now he's back at a like he's like 85 now. Now he's like back at he's like at a board for a university in Australia.
Yeah.
And he's like a leader again. He's like doing all these things that he would have done.
Do you think you'll be like that? Like, do you think like you'll retire ever, or do you think like what does retirement mean to you?
I am retired, I think.
Yeah, you are, right? Yeah, you're chilling.
Yeah.
So like this.
I was talking to Roland about this morning. I'm like, isn't it amazing that we get to do what we do?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, it's interesting how you can easily take things for granted, but once you've seen your trajectory of your life, I'm like, man, I used to work at Pizza Hut when I was 17. I was working at
Dude,
Pizza
you were
Hut.
saying this last night. That's crazy. That's unreal.
Sorry,
Have you heard about this? His story?
Pizza Hut?
Like he he has what? You have
on quick.
You said you have 4 kids, right?
4 kids,
His
yeah.
4 kids. He had his first when he was 17, and then he was working at Pizza Hut, and then he kind of did that gig for how many years again?
Well, I did Pizza Hut for like 4 months, but during that span of those 4 months, I saved enough for a camera, and I got my first client, web client, and I booked a gentleman that needed a website for his business. I charged him $2,000. Charged him $500. Ended up becoming $2,000. Now, like, I just made more money in 2 hours on my computer building a website through HTML. By the way, I learned HTML for free when I was 15. So that was the only skill I had. That was the only skill I had.
Only skill you
I didn't have
needed.
experience. I didn't have a network. I didn't have any business.
Nah, if you have Wi-Fi, you're good. Honestly, as long as you have Wi-Fi, you're good in today's world.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to make money. That's why when people like complain about this shit, I'm like, it's depending on like how much you're like willing to be above like your pay, what you think your pay grade is, like ego wise. But like, I was coming home from like LAX the other day, and I was talking to my Lyft driver, and the amount of like side hustles he had was insane. Like, he buys season tickets to every single team and just flips them. He's like a Lego collector. He flips those too. He's like one of those like.
It's like he's been making like $5,000-$10,000 a month doing this.
Oh my god.
It's like, dude, that's like infinite money glitch right there. You just keep doing it until they stop the program. Like, just pray they don't stop the program, because then you're.
There's so many
And
ways.
don't spend the money, save it.
Huh?
Is your computer charged?
Yeah.
Can I use your charger?
Yeah, go for it. What time is this call at, by the way? In 4 minutes? Oh, it's at 11:15. Oh, awesome. Cool. That's a call that I gotta do privately, unfortunately. I wish I could include you guys when I want, but it's kind of sensitive company info. Not company info, but.
There's a story where he goes and meets up with his guru in India, Maharaji,
Okay.
and he's like taking all this LSD, leading up to like that point, because it's like the climax of the story is when he meets the guru for the first time, and he's been shows up, meets the guru for the first time, and the guru's like, give me what you have. So he gives him like, I don't know, like all these tabs of LSD, grabs all the tabs, just shoves them down his throat.
Oh my god.
And Ramdas is just looking at him like waiting for him to start tripping. The guy never trips. Stays right here focused. And he reveals to, like maybe like an hour after he's taken all this, he reveals to Ramdas that he was on the balcony last night by himself talking to his mother. And he tells Ramdas why his mother had passed away, and gives Ramdas a message from the mother to him, and he fucking loses his mind. He literally lost his mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh my god. I love that
So-
shit. Have you been to India?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
Uh,
I love India. Parents are from there.
I want to go so bad.
It's a vibe. It's funny, my dad will tell you when he first came to the States, he was like, there wasn't like a single Indian restaurant anywhere. And like, I remember like, so he went to Madison, Wisconsin, out of all the different places. Yeah, so like he went to engineering school in India, and then he got into 3 different schools in the States. And back then, this was like, 40 years ago. And back then, it's not like there was the internet. And so it wasn't like he could like look up like, oh, what are these universities like? He had to talk to like his brother who had a friend, who had a sister, blah, blah, whatever, who finally like they got into contact with somebody that had been to the States. And he was like, hey, I got into these 3 schools, like Berkeley, Carnegie Mellon, and then Wisconsin. And that one person was like, I've only been to the States once, and I went to Wisconsin, and it's the most beautiful place in America, so you should go there. And he's like, all right, great. I'm like, dude. And so like he ends up going to Madison, Wisconsin, and the first thing the host family did was take him to a Green Bay Packers game.
Oh, wow.
So he went to a Green Bay Packers game. Imagine like a dude from India had never been to America, and then people from Green Bay are like, dude, like I've never seen an Indian guy before. Yeah, and they were saying that my dad was saying that like all of them were trying to get him to like do snake charming and shit, and he was just like, dude, like that's not exactly how everybody in India is. But yeah, it's just like from that point, going from like something so remote to like now, I feel like it's such a trendy thing. It's like every tech guy obviously goes to India and does like the whole trip and blah blah. Where they go to the Himalayas and stuff like that too. And now like Indian food has become like so popular, which is like insane. Even when I was growing up in high school, like I remember like if I had Indian food at home, it was like weird, which is like nuts because like now it's like so different. It's become so popular.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. You should definitely go to India. India's awesome.
When are you gonna go again?
That's a good question, honestly. We just have so much travel all the time. When I was a kid, I used to go once a year. Our whole family would go once a year.
It's been like a year or two, maybe since.
Maybe 2 years or something like that.
A wedding.
Oh yeah, I went there for my cousin's wedding. Yeah, it was a vibe. But all my cousins in India, like everybody studies computer science, and then they all moved to San Francisco, and then my family's based in San Francisco. So my dad feels like the mafia leader of like the Nigam family. Like at Thanksgiving, he feels like so powerful. I'm like, Dad, relax. There's like 20 of us, all computer science dudes, just kind of sitting there around the table. My dad feels so powerful.
That's a dope scene right there.
What do you guys do for Thanksgiving? You probably have a huge family in your area, right? Yeah.
So, I mean, same. I would say like family gathering.
Yeah.
Everybody visits. Everybody's present.
Are you a big Thanksgiving guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Thanksgiving is like
Family, obviously.
probably my second favorite. Than
Christmas? Christmas is all time.
Yeah.
Nothing that
But-
beats Christmas.
But it feels kind of like a long feeling of just happiness.
Mhm.
Those few weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Soon.
I feel like
4 weeks.
I feel like
5
the
weeks.
happiness starts right now, honestly, that whole streak. Because you know how like fall and winter kind of blend together and it becomes like one happy rainbow festival, basically. Like I feel like that starts with week 1 football. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, great. Like we're in like the good season. And then like you're like, everybody's kind of happy because they know like Thanksgiving's around the corner and shit like that. And then boom, they double down. And then you get Christmas and you're good to go.
There's like a grind with it, I feel like too.
There's a what?
There's like a grind. Because
Yeah,
everyone's
everybody's trying to hit
like,
before the end of the year.
You gotta hit. Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Do you do New Year's resolutions?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you share them with people or no? Kind of.
Me and
Depends.
my wife,
Yeah.
If somebody will ask, I'll see.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your New Year's resolutions? Let me see. He's like, let me see if I trust this guy.
I really want to get back into playing like video games.
Yeah.
I lost that when I was 17.
Mm-hmm. How funny has the world changed? It's so funny. It's like when I was getting raised, it was like, dude, take the video game controllers away from them. And now like the New Year's resolutions, like, dude, I got to get back into that because there's like big business around it too, obviously. Are you doing it from a business perspective or you're doing just from like
Culture,
recreational?
Me,
Yeah.
myself, like just being able to feel like playful and giving myself permission to do like
Fun kid
stuff.
shit. Yeah, for sure.
I also wanted to start like just playing like basketball again.
Dude, mine was soccer this year for sure.
Yeah, like like just being able to get back into it. Those are my main ones, to be honest.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, because I feel like we're so tied into like the New Religion normally like intimidating. I gotta set this goal to hit this goal, and that's cool and everything, but you're not promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We've been changing our culture a little bit, going from like, because we set New Year's resolutions for sure too, but I think the culture has to get away from like, okay, like we're setting a New Year's resolution that's going to be a year away, and then like you're working the whole year around like 365 days away, and like doing backwards planning from 365 days up until now is kind of hard. So we've been changing our culture here at the business quite a bit around like just like approach everything by 5 days. So everybody's just like a weekly goal, and everybody curates just like 5 days, 5 days, 5 days, and it's been awesome because it gives like good urgency and then also good accountability. And I feel like also then you get to like celebrate more too. So it's like, otherwise it's like, all right, like, I guess we'll see if I hit it in 365 days, and then I guess we'll celebrate. But it's like, there's so much good shit that's happening on like a daily, hourly, minutely basis. And like when you're in like grind like this and doing something that's already so ambitious, so important to celebrate. She's like the best at it. Like she like gets everybody to celebrate all the time. Like last night, she was the one holding the tequila bottle.
Yeah,
Celebrate,
I saw
celebrate.
it happening.
You earned this.
Oh my god, the Niners maybe lost 1 yard, but let's.
Oh my god, it's okay because they gained 3 before. Whoa.
Sorry, guys.
All good, dude.
Oh, a lot of them are motion censored too, so honestly that happens all the time.
Whoa.
There you go.
That was sketch for a second.
Cool.
It's like, gosh, this is actually intervention around
I actually
NAD.
lived in San Francisco for like 3 months.
You fucking work for
Yeah, I
Meerkat?
was part of the-
Ben Rubin's one of my like really good friends.
like
Are you
that.
serious?
Ben Rubin's desk, my desk.
Shut the dick. Can I
Yeah.
take a photo of you real
Yes.
quick? Oh my god, that's fucking amazing. Dude, Meerkat was sensational.
Yeah.
That like,
Dude,
oh
I
my
was part of
god.
the
Bro.
euphoria of that.
Bro, like I'm getting goosebumps right now even thinking about those days. Those were crazy. I remember we were just like 3 guys just trying to make it in social consumer. We failed like 100 million times. And then just seeing like apps like this, like I've studied so many of those fucking apps. How early were you there? I mean, it was like so small as it
I was
was.
like the 7th person there.
Shut up.
You know?
Wow. Holy shit. How'd you guys react when Periscope launched? Were you guys like, whoa,
It was like, I mean, yeah.
kind of demoralizing or no?
No, it was more like pivot quick. So I was part of the house party.
And then you were part of House Party, right?
Yeah, so I was.
So Meerkat was a predecessor to House Party.
Yeah.
Started by Ben.
I was
Same
just
dude.
Googling meerkat and then only animals came up.
Meerkat app.
I'm like,
Huh?
you doing okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, crank that thing.
Oh god.
You know Neeg also? Neeg Drawer?
Yes, of course. Shrug?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course. I invested in their in Shrug 4, and then Shrug's an investor in Genies in this last round.
Oh, that's
Or in the Series B, they were an investor, and they followed on in the Series C too, I think.
Yeah, so
No, I'm
Neeg
really
is a
close.
really good friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's
Because me and
awesome.
him were like running all community, all marketing for Meerkat.
Ah, awesome.
And then we both left at the same time. They kind of like.
He's
so
done.
It's kind of a sad story how we got kicked out.
You guys got kicked out
Yeah.
of Meerkat or
When it's transitioned to house party,
yeah, they did layoffs or something.
I think they wanted. I don't really know because I have nothing but love for Ben and Seema
For sure.
and all of them.
I want to make sure almost all my one-on-ones are like one like performance based, but then two it's like are you having fun? And that sounds kind of lame, but I feel like the demand here is so high that if you're not having fun and you're not doing it with people that you love, then you're going to burn out. So the trick is figuring out how do you make this feel like such a strong culture, but you have to be very careful from like crossing the line from like rock star team versus family, because as soon as you make it like a little, I make everything really, really personal, but sometimes if you cross the line too much, then it makes like some situations like that, like a layoff for example, that much harder. And you do have a fiduciary duty at the end of the day, right? So it's like you do have to make the right decision, but it's like, ugh, I love this person. The good thing is that like over the layoffs that we've done, and we've been fortunate enough not to do that many layoffs, all the people that I've like loved, we've remained friends thereafter for sure. But yeah, that shit's tough, dude.
It's tough.
Oh, this shit's hitting. Not for that, but just even just for work. I don't even know what we're doing quite yet. I know that we're filming today. Like this is not this is just to get to know each other. Is not actually doing any real filming, right? Or like this is like obviously you're filming.
We're doing real filming too. So I'm gonna. So you'll see how the formats look.
For us, and so then I'd have a raid in the fridge. I'd go downstairs, I'd slam it, and then I would literally. I literally have videos that I've sent to the group where I just literally talk to the camera and I just start growling to myself, and I was like, I feel oddly good and dangerous, but I look psychotic. And then I just like send it to the guys, and they like wake up in the morning, they're like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fucking great. Yeah, I get
Never
super.
drink something like that now, I feel like.
No, yerba's. I stick to these guys.
Yeah.
Trying to be calorie sensitive so I don't
This one
become
has,
huge.
How much, like 200?
The Celsius,
Yeah.
Celsius is gnarly, man.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, this
yes.
one,
This is
that's
his-
a small bottle, but usually yerba has like, 152. Those ones the big cans can rock you.
They really can. They really, really
But those
can.
are like, the mini ones are nice because that has like 90, I think, 80 or 90. It's
Let's see.